Now let me move to a second project that we want to talk about today, and that is what I refer to, and I may be the only one in this room who refers to it this way, but I refer to it as the Eastern Connector. And I know in many people's minds it will be the 759 extension forever. Technically, it is not an extension of 759 because we simply could not find a way to get an interstate quality highway through the area with the restrictions that we had on right-of-way. So what we're going to build is a 4-lane curb and gutter, divided 4-lane curb and gutter road that will carry the traffic very efficiently, and it will go from where 759 ends and will connect to 431 where 278 turns off and goes toward Hopes Bluff. So that is coming, and it too is part of Rebuild Alabama. Representative Shaver mentioned something that I would like to maybe amplify a little bit. She mentioned the 3 categories of roads under Rebuild Alabama. The 2 projects we are talking about today fall under 2 very different sections of the roads anticipated by Rebuild Alabama. The road to Center is an economic development road in the nomenclature of that act. It is to connect a county that was not connected to the interstate system by a 4-lane highway. The Eastern Connector is a congestion mitigation project, as it is perceived under Rebuild Alabama. It took a while for me to realize just how vital that road is and how useful it will be. And I had to sort of go into the air, you might say, and understand that we were going to move people through Gadsden. The same people who are moving through Gadsden today, in many cases, will move more with a better road, but in many cases the same people, but we're going to give them a better path. And that's going to take traffic off some of our arteries that are more pressed in what would be the downtown section of Gadsden. To put bluntly, we believe that spending this roughly $65 million, which is about what the all-in cost of that project will be, will enable us to take pressure off Meagan through downtown Gadsden and provide a better travel experience for people who are commuting every day and people who simply drive through. Before I go further, I need to be sure that I recognize some folks who are in the audience today who have been a significant part of this project. I see former Representative Becky Nordgren, and she's called on me many times, always mentioning this project when she would do so. Now, she always had a way of extracting something from me of lesser magnitude on each one of those visits, but she always brought this one up too. Representative Craig Lipscomb could not be with us today. Representative Jones, or Senator Jones, is sitting here next to me. And just down the table here is Representative Gil Isbell, who has been a special part of this since he's been involved in the legislature and before, but has called on me numerous times. And Representative, I'd like to ask you to say a few words, if you don't mind, about this project and its meaning to you.
Thank you, Director Cooper. I'm not as prepared as Representative Shaver. She did a wonderful job, speaking about what her history is with, 411. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to read a statement here that I've put together. And I tell you what, this is an exciting day for us all. It truly is. And we've all worked so hard to make this happen. And not only be excited, it's a monumental day for Etowah County. The Rebuild Alabama project, known as the Eastern Connector, formerly 759, it's here and it's time. So it will have a profound effect on the future economic development in Etowah County and the surrounding counties. And it will have a positive impact on most of Northeast Alabama as well. It will help existing and future manufacturers move their products more efficiently. The Rebuild Alabama project will help relieve existing traffic issues and lessen the burden on Highway 431 Meagan Boulevard Bridge. It's a game changer for distribution in our area, and it makes the mega site that much more marketable. Now, I would like to commend and recognize the Gadsden Mayor's administration for working to make this Rebuild Alabama project a reality. I'm proud to be part of the effort to see the Eastern Connector project come true. And thank you, Mayor Guyton, for your dedication over this time. I also want to thank Governor Ivey, Director Cooper, and the many individuals that worked to make this project happen. And in closing, everyone knows that our roads and bridge systems need as much support as possible. And I'm glad to say that without Rebuild Alabama, this project being announced today would not be possible. And just reiterating what Director Cooper said, this is something that will help not only relieve congestion off 431, the Meagan Boulevard Bridge, but it's also an economic driver, and it will be an economic driver, as I said, for Etowah County and the surrounding counties in Northeast Alabama. So this is a great day, and it's great to be part of this. And again, I want to thank Director Cooper for coming and making this announcement.
Let me tell you a little bit about how this will happen. And I know that you'll get tired of orange barrels before it's finished, and I'm sorry for that, but you just need to remember there's no progress in roads without orange barrels. The road is under design today. The consultant who's designing the road was engaged several months ago and has been working. We look forward to beginning right-of-way acquisition in October. We have to acquire the right-of-way, and we have to get a substantial part, at least, of the utilities that will have to be relocated. We have to get that done before a construction contract will be let. The actual construction contract should be let no later than the end of 23, maybe the very beginning of 24, but we are going to be working in the field actively beginning in October. We will have preliminary design work finished. As most of you know, we spent a good bit of time and a fair amount of money getting a survey done several years ago to be sure we can get this done, and we can. And so that is the way it is going to progress. I would be remiss if I gave up the microphone without saying something about your mayors. I don't know how many of you know this, but I get the privilege of having lunch with your mayors maybe 3 or 4 times a year. On a periodic basis, we get together for lunch, and they have always been very unanimous in their support for this project. And so, on behalf of the state of Alabama, I would like to say to all the mayors that we appreciate the ability to work with you on this project, and we thank you for your support. I would like to especially mention Mayor Guyton, who has, it would be impossible for me to catalog the number of times Sherman Guyton has spoken to me about this road. And it would be impossible for me to tell you how seriously he pursued this road at a time when it looked like it might die. And it would be impossible to tell you how persuasive he was in convincing me to have that traffic study done that validated the value of the road that he saw. And that I admit I had trouble seeing initially. But he saw it, and he had that dream, and he would not give that dream up. And so, Mayor Guyton, thank you. It's been awfully good to work with you. The rest of you mayors, again, I appreciate you. You certainly can. You've had more than one.
This fella here is quiet, and you can think unassuming, but he's always working at what he's trying to do. And ever since I've been in office and I met him, he always gets through with what he's doing. Well, I have, it's not a lot, but I've got a key to the city for Gadsden, from Gadsden, for you.
So if I come back, I'll be able to get in.
You can get in any time. That's exactly right.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, Mr. Cooper. Yes,
I collect keys to the city, and I will treasure this one. It will go on my credenza with the others in a special place. I thank you very much. This is a great day. I can't tell you how tickled I am to be here. See, I've used another one of those country terms. I could have said how pleased I am to be here, but I said how tickled I am to be here. But I am just tickled to be here to celebrate this day with you. And I hope you treasure it as much as we do. It's been a long time coming. It's taken a lot of work, and a lot of frustration has been lived through. But we can sort of see over the horizon now. There is going to be a road, and it's going to happen. Thank you.